Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. And today and tomorrow, or rather this 2 days, it's actually quite interesting. We have a few surprises here and there, and we have 5 brands for today and tomorrow, which is crazy. Yeah, we have 5 brands: Tumberland System, Robert Space Industry, Origin Jumpworks, Consolidated Outland, and Argo Astronautics. And my, they are delicious. Not say delicious, but oh my goodness, the news are juicy. The news that I get today is juicy and it's fantastic. So we're gonna start off with Argo Astronautics first. But before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. And let's check out Argo. We're gonna start off with the MPUV cargo and the MPUV personnel. Personally, you can skip these 2 ships, right? You don't need to buy. It's a person, not say it's a shuttle. So I wouldn't recommend if you really want to spend cash as well. So yeah, skipperino. Next we have the SRV, which is a tugboat, or rather space tugboat that can haul ships. No, did we call it haul ships? Yeah, you can haul ships and haul containers at $150. Right now, this is at a in-concept stage, so if I believe it will go up in price, probably 175 when it's flight ready. Again, this is a niche ship or a specialized ship, so yeah, it's a bit different. It's a bit hard for me to recommend a utilitarian specialized ship in most cases. Because right now we only have salvaging and what do you call this, mining as a dedicated profession. But as for cargo hauling, as for ship hauling, yeah, that's the question mark at the moment. Next, we're going to move on to Consolidated Outland. We only have 1 ship today, which is the Mustang Delta, also known as the combat variant for the Mustang series. It is a nice ship at $65. There are better ships out there, namely the Avenger Titan. So get this in-game instead, right? Get it with in-game credits. Next, we're going to move on to the Origin Jumpworks, and Origin Jumpworks has some cool ship as well. We have the 125A, basically the combat variant, and then, light fighter, yeah. Combat variant, we have the 325A, again, another light fighter. Now, this one's a bit interesting. $60 for the 125A, versus $70 for the 325A. The price difference is not that big, to be honest, so I would say go for the 325A in general. Sure, the 125A looks cool, looks sleek, but if you want to buy an Origin ship, yeah, the 325A is a much better pick. However, for the price tag, again, the Avenger Titan wins hands down. It's a bit tough, right? But it's nice, it's nice. This is the space BMW right now. Next, we have the G12A, $65. This is a ground vehicle. Again, usually ground vehicles, I would say skip. And $65, that's a big pain. So yeah, I would say skip. And that's it. That's the Origin Jumpworks lineup. Next, we're going to move on to the Robert Space Industry. And of course, we get a new vehicle. It is the RSI Lynx. Now, this vehicle is a luxury version of the RSI Ursa. Right? It is probably expected because we got the Constellation Phoenix, the luxury version of the Constellation series. So the Lynx is already on the, on the roadmap. So that's that. It's nice, it's cool, it's luxurious. Should you get it? That's a big question. In fact, I would say get it because it's an LTI. But we want to see how much does the RSI Lynx cost first, because there are better, cheaper options out there. So we're going to start off with the Apollo Medivac at $275. Now, this ship is one of those niche ships that I can recommend if you are solely into first-person shooter, less about ship pew-pew, but more on first-person shooter and stuff, because the Apollo Medivac has a customizable bed, if I'm not mistaken. We don't have the full spec yet because this is an in-concept ship at the moment. And yeah, because if you're an FPS person, I would say it's an easy grab. It's cheaper, $275. Plus, if you get some Warborn upgrade offer, yeah, it will be much cheaper than that. So definitely put it on my, I would definitely put it on my radar if I were you. right? Definitely it's in my, what do you call this? This will be in my fleet for sure, because I like a lot of first-person stuff. And if I don't want to bring out my Carrack, yeah, the Medivac is actually better. Plus, it's smaller, should be faster. Next up, we have the Triage. Now, the Triage is the cheaper version of the Medivac. And basically, there are one or two small stuff like maybe armor and armaments. And the way I see it, $25 difference. Yeah, take a pick. Either you want for the base Triage or you want a little bit more. I think it's armor if I'm not mistaken. But again, I'm not going to predict too much at the moment or speculate. Either how, $250. Cheaper the better, the way I see it. Next, we have the Aurora LN at $40. This ship is an easy skip in my opinion, because you get much better ships out there. And sure, the Aurora LN is much better in the Aurora series, but the way I see it, yeah, just get it in game. It's actually quite cheap in game. Next, we have the Constellation Andromeda. Now, this ship at $250, this is technically my gold standard for a multi-crew ship. This ship has everything except a medical bay. That's all. The Andromeda it's basically the best. I would say, not say the best of the best, but it's really my gold standard for both solo players and multi-crew, because the Andromeda does have a snub fighter. And at the same time, it has 4, if I'm not mistaken, 2 size 4 and 2 size 5 weapons for the pilot to wield. And that is a big deal, in my opinion. $240 this ship is actually amazing. And the only thing that makes it not so top tier, it's a medical facility. It doesn't really have a medical bed, which makes it almost the best of the best. But I can easily recommend this if you want to play with a group of friends, but you don't want to put too much money on it. Yeah, Andromeda is a great pick. Next, we have the Constellation Aquila. Now, the Aquila at $310. Sure, it's a bit more expensive. This is the exploration version. I think it's an easier skip, right, compared to what we have for the Constellation series. But the nice part is it has a special upgrade offer. So if you want to upgrade to more expensive ship, I think it's worth picking up the special upgrade offer, not the whole ship itself. The whole ship, yeah, the Andromeda still wins, hands down. Next, we have the Constellation Phoenix at $350. Now, this ship is one of those ships that I would say don't bother. Don't bother, because it's a luxury ship. And if you really want a luxury ship, the Origin Jumpworks has better options. Sure, the Constellation Phoenix is the cheapest variant right now that screams luxury at this size. Yeah, no, the 400i is cheaper, but the 400i is a bit lack of pew. So yeah, like I said, Origin Jumpworks has more selection versus the RSI. So Constellation Phoenix, it's an easy skip in my opinion. Next up, we have the Constellation Taurus at $190. Now, this ship is fantastic for solo pilots out there, not a multi-crew ship. Sure, it has multi-crew capabilities, but this ship is more of a solo ship in my opinion. And if it's cheaper, it's better, right? Of course it is. This guy can haul a lot of cargo versus the Andromeda, but it suffers a few small little things. Or rather, it doesn't have a few more extra stuff or bells and whistle. Number one, it doesn't have a snub fighter, and it doesn't have a missile rack as big as the Andromeda. The Andromeda has everything. In my opinion, the Andromeda is, lack of medical facility. If the Constellation Andromeda has the medical bed, at least the most lowest tier, I think it's tier 3, basically just heal, you cannot revive in it, I think it's great. Yeah, but without that bed, it's still good. So Taurus and the Andromeda gets my top pick, and Taurus is cheaper, so yeah, that's great. Next, we have the Lynx at $60. Now we're gonna check a few things. We're going to make sure it is oh, there we go. Lifetime insurance at $55. Okay. This is the same price as the Mirai Furies. Yeah. All right. That's decent. I would say I'll pick the Furies instead versus the Lynx. The Lynx is nice, right? but as an LTI token. That's much about it, because vehicles, I would say skip, and when it's a luxury transport, ooh, it's an easier skip in my opinion. But I do hope we have a medical variant for vehicles. It's time actually. We are due for a medical vehicle. And if we get a medical vehicle for either the Lynx or the Ursa, then the Constellation Taurus and the Andromeda is the best. Yeah, no, it just propelled it to be the best ship ever. Because you can definitely fit the rover or the Lynx in the Constellation series. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Wow. No, we really need a medical variant, especially if there is one that has spawning capabilities, but I don't think they have, right? Probably just give you a healing bed instead to balance out. But fingers crossed, I do want to see at least a revive station, because that would be super, super, super cool, but it's going to be broken and OP in my for now. Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have the RSI Mantis. The Mantis at $150. This is an interdictor. And this ship basically stops people from quantum jumping in and out. All right, if you get catch on, well, basically they call it bubble if you played EVE Online. So this is a bubble ship. Very nice ship for group play. Solo, terrible. 150, definitely on the spot of specialized niche ships out there. Next, this is one of my favorite ships. In fact, it is almost good. Almost good. It lacks of one key thing, which is a medical bed. That's $675. The Perseus is a frigate, and it's a capital / sub-capital ship killer. It's not a fighter. I mean, it has twin size 7, so basically it can take down the hammerhead if he wants to. And yeah, and right now it looks like it's a ramming ship, and if it does, ooh, it's great. But the ramming ship should be on the hammerhead though. Huh. Anyway, it's alright. The Perseus is definitely very, very cool ship. It's basically maximum guns. And yeah, I love this ship. I love this ship. And of course, the Polaris. The Polaris is my #1 pick. If you have the money to spend, if you got too much cash to spend, don't get the Idris, don't get the Javelin, get the Polaris instead. At $750, yes, it's a lot of money, but this ship is a capital ship killer. Yeah. Size 10 torpedoes, my friends, and it has a fighter bay. It has medical facility. And if you were to compare the Polaris to the Carrack, $150 more, you get more firepower, you get a fighter bay. So basically, this is a much, I'm going to say this is a big boy compared to the Carrack. Sure, the Idris and the Javelin is nice, but the price of Idris and Javelin, yeah, save a bit money, get a Polaris, and you get more ship. You can get the Polaris and the Perseus at the same time. Wow. And you still got some spare change. Oh wow, no, I love the Polaris. Sadly, it's in concept, so nothing much I can say about it, but right now I'm a little bit biased. Polaris is a very nice ship, right? Very, very nice. In concept, and I've saw some of the videos about the white box face of the Polaris. Wow, it's cool, it's very cool. Next up, we have the RSI Scorpius. Now this is a 2-pilot ship, or 2-seater ship. Now the Scorpius is technically a little bit better than the Anvil Hurricane, but the price tag at $240. Well, whether you guess, is it worth paying a little bit more? Because the RSI Scorpius has the X-Wing profile, right? And at the same time, the turret, basically your second pilot turret, is actually quite interesting, right? It's not a man it's technically not a man turret, it's a remote turret, but turret can view, basically can go upwards and backwards. So that's a little gimmick over there. And at the same time, it has more weapon armaments compared to the Anvil Hurricane. Although the Hurricane has better weapon hard points, which means bigger guns. Yeah, no, this ship is really in between. Either you like the RSI Scorpius or you like the Anvil Hurricane. Both ships you cannot go wrong, in my opinion. Can't go wrong. Next up, we have the Scorpius Antares. Now this one, it's a interdiction ship as well, and an EMP, $230. Easy skip, in my opinion. Easy skip. Next, we have the Ursa. Now this is their ground vehicle for RSI, their first ground vehicle, and that's it. It's just a utility vehicle, $50, easy skip in my opinion. And that's it. That's the RSI lineup. Now we're gonna move on to Tumberland system, because Tumberland system has some cool stuff, and it is a surprise for me, right? The surprise is in Tumberland system, and we have a Tumbril Storm. Wow, this is one of those vehicles I really get excited, and because it's a tank, and that's it. It's a tank. It's a tank. Okay, we're gonna start off with the Cyclone series, Cyclone AA, Anti-Air, Cyclone MT. This is an assault version. Yeah, ignore the price, because all vehicles I would say is not worth picking up in general. Cyclone RN, the recon version at $65. Again, most of the vehicles are very cheap in game, so just get it in game. Cyclone TR Combat. Now there is a big question mark. We have Cyclone TR, a ground combat vehicle, and you get a Cyclone MT, which is a ground assault vehicle. So you are paying a little bit more for missiles, but why don't you get the best of the best? That is a question, right? The MT is in between the AA and the TR, which makes it a little, I don't know. Personally, yes, the MT, it does have a jack of all trades, right? You get everything all in one package, then it makes TR obsolete. So when it comes to a game, yeah, it's a bit tough. Next, we have the Nova Tong. This tank is awesome, $120, but this tank needs a two-pilot. It's a two-pilot ship, two-pilot vehicle. You need a driver and you need a gunner. So $120, not bad. This is a size 5 weapon, right? Unfortunately, it's a bespoke weapon, which means you cannot swap to anything else. So Nova, it's a tough pick for a lot of people, because $120 you get more ships by spending $120 elsewhere. Next up, we have the Ranger TR, $40. This is the bike variant, and I think it's alright, right? For now, most of these vehicles in game, it's nice to have varieties, and that's it. And now we're gonna look at the Tumbril Storm. Now this is a solo operated assault tank, and this is just nice. At $80, sure, it's a little bit expensive for a vehicle, but then again, if you look at for all the vehicles, it's roughly the same. Like, why would you get the Cyclone AA versus the Storm? My pick is on the Storm. Sure, missiles are nice, but man, you gotta have some nice pew on the ground. And I see some of their videos today as well, and it's very interesting. Very interesting. All right, and that's it. That's all I have for complete pack. Yeah, so that's that, because I want to just talk just a little bit more on the Storm. But before we go, that's it. Do note, you do not need to buy any of this ship to enjoy the game, right? PSA, you just only need the discounted starter pack or the starter pack for Star Citizen, and that's it. Right now we have discounted starter pack, and it's super cheap, super awesome, because you get the golden child of starter ship, which is the Titan, the Avenger Titan. Kind of messed up a bit there. The Avenger Titan is fantastic. Now, before we end, I want to just talk a little bit, just to show you how awesome the Storm is if you want a tank, a ground vehicle. So yeah, cool. Where are you, my stats? So you get a size 3 driver controlled remote turret. That's it. Size 3. The Nova tank is size 5. 2 size smaller, that's nice, but if you look at the design, you know, I'm a sucker for something sleek and nice. And you know what, it would be cooler if this tank, it's hover, it's not tracks. If it's if this tank hovers, wow, it brings back so many, it callbacks a lot of tanks out there, right? Because we have Cyberpunk tracks right now. This is the closest thing to this tank. It's the Scorpion from Halo series. If you don't take the Halo series, you can take the Command and Conquer series. The Scorpion, yeah, this looks very similar, right? Not entirely a copy, which is nice, which is great, and it's a concept ship, so a concept vehicle at $70. You're gonna buy with what your store credit, it's $80. No, it's great. It's cool. It's cool. This design is awesome. I love the design. I only hope that the driver was a little bit more at the back. Too front, in my opinion, too front. Because it would be cool that you enter from the top, right? This whole turret will swing either left or right, or swing back, or open up, and then you just jump it in. But in this case, I think I'm cool. I think I'm cool with the storm. So that's that. That's all I have for you for today. Yeah. This is a bit longer video because we have 5 brands to go through and 2 surprises, not 1 surprise and 1, yeah, basically 2 surprise. 1 is okay, 1 is juicy. And that's all I have. Until then, my friends, I'll see you in the verse and fly safe. Wow. The tank. Oh, the tank, it's awesome.